Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Vega. You know why I'm here, you just don't know who for yet. And today we are going to be discussing Billie Eilish's documentary, The World's a Little Blurry. I really want to talk about this because it opened my eyes a lot to her, and it made me just respect her 10 million times more. Not that I didn't already. But we're just gonna dive right on in. I have this insane amount of respect for someone so young doing what she's doing. I can only imagine like the pressures and how hard things are for her. And the fact that she pushes through it and she remains so incredibly vulnerable. I was never that vulnerable at her age. It starts when she's 17. Like, I was not ever willing to be that open at 17 years old. And it's crazy that she's just so willing to give all of this. Like, she gave all this music, and then now she's giving this whole documentary where she's telling really personal things, and, like, she's letting people into her life, like, into her life. And I just think it's really impressive that someone so young is so in tune and is so readily available to give all of that to their audience. She's also so fucking articulate. I don't recall being that articulate at 17. Like, obviously I was articulate to a degree, but the way she knows what she wants, she knows how to get it. She's not gonna let anybody tell her shit, even her parents. And there's that scene where she's reading the lyrics and her and Phineas are recording Listen Before I Go. And her mom's like, are you sure you want this out there? Like, are you sure you want it out there like this? Like, this is really painting a picture. And Billie's like, I know what I want. This is what I want people to hear. This is what I felt. This is what I feel sometimes. I want people to know, and I want people that relate to it to be able to have something. And it's incredible that her label are so down to give her what she wants and to let her express herself in the way she wants to. There's that scene where they're all at her house listening to her, and she's telling them all this stuff, and they're like, yeah, no, totally, you like do what you need to do. And I know some labels can be super pushy and can like paint your image and all that stuff, and it seems her image is completely hers. She's not letting anybody tell her shit about how to do it, about what to do. She just does it. Her relationship with her family is also like incredible. The image that she gives us into her family, it's literally her dad, her mom, her brother, and they're all so close. And it's the good times, the bad times, the snippy little arguments. It definitely shows, like, fully how much they utilize each other and how they're always together, and how, you know, she's got her head on straight so well because of the people around her and because she knows what she wants and because she knows herself. And I think it's just really nice to see a family dynamic like that, because you really don't see that a lot anymore. And you don't see young artists with their parents out on tour with them. Her parents are there and they're like getting her through it, and she's super open with them. And to see someone be so transparent with their parents so young. I didn't tell my parents shit when I was 17. All I did was lie to my parents and do what the fuck I wanted and kept everything to myself. I did not tell my parents fucking anything. And she's so open with her parents. And I think just that dynamic is so incredible, because a lot of parents, if they were on tour with their kids, would try to censor them or would try to have them act a certain way. And I do think it's really incredible that her parents are able to let her take her space and breathe, but also be right there by her side through all the good and the bad. I just think it's really, really good that young people have someone like her to look up to, because I don't feel like when I was 17, there was someone like that. I don't even feel like when I was honestly growing up in my teen years at all that there was someone like her. She's such a new force, and she knows who she is. She knows what she wants. And she is setting a great example for kids to know what they want and to go for it and to know who they are and be proud of that and to really lean into their passions when they're young. Because she's also, through her relationship with her family, been able to do everything that she wants. Dancing, singing, producing and directing her own shit, Or, well, the producing is Phineas, you know, like the videos and stuff, though. She's just been able to do everything she wants because she's had her family back her like that and because she knows who she is. And she's giving these kids a glimpse into someone who is so sure of who they are and is so fucking young. She's so young. She is 19 years old now. She's honestly barely lived at all, but she's lived such a full life in the past few years, and she's able to show young people that, like, hey, if you want to drop a song when you're 13, you can do it. If you want to do all this shit when you're young, you can do it. You don't have to wait. And that's just, that is mind-boggling to me. We have not seen someone like her. Creatively, we have not seen someone like her. Just personality-wise, we've never seen someone like her. She's so fucking transparent with all her moods. Specifically the part where you can tell she's having a really fucking bad day. I think it's that show where she's singing I Love You and she breaks down because she had just, you know, ended her relationship. And she comes back and she's like crying on the couch. And then she has to come out and meet people. And she's really frustrated because people are yelling at her from all angles. And she just wants to stop. And then she gets in the car, I think it's that next day, and she looks at her mom and she's like, I'm sick of it. She's like, I need to be warned when stuff like this happens. I'm sick of being pulled in 50,000 different directions. And for someone to be like, oh, Billie's a bad person, or Billie was a bitch, or Billie was this, because Billie was having a bad day. And we know that famous people are people, but it's like really refreshing to see a celebrity be able to vocalize that in a way that does not make anybody look bad, that does not make their fans look terrible, that does not make them look like a bad person, because she's not a bad person. She's a fucking kid. She's a kid who very clearly just wanted to be left the fuck alone. But when you're famous, you have to, like, appease the people at the label. You have to appease the people that you work for, and you have to, like, go meet their fucking kids and shit like that. And, like, she's very transparent, being like, I was having a bad day, and now people are going to think I'm shitty, and I don't want people to think I'm shitty because I was having one bad experience. And then you see all these videos of her hugging her fans and talking about how I don't want to ever consider them fans. They're just people that understand me and I understand them. And that, even in that, when you're that young, a lot of people let that shit go right to their head and they get all big-headed and they're impossible to deal with and they're kind of fucking awful because they don't have anyone to stop them from being that way. And she just is so sure of herself, and she skyrocketed to stardom so fucking quickly. She was up and up and up and up and up. There was no room to breathe. She was literally winning Grammys. And just, her numbers were going up so much, and she doesn't let it get to her head. She's not some spoiled brat famous person. She's not some, you know, like, she's not some kid that is just, like, wasting it and being terrible and, like, treating her fans poorly. She is a good person, it looks like. She's got her head on straight. She's got a good set of shoulders for her head to lay on. And I just think it's fucking incredible. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that she is out and she is doing this and she's leading a great fucking example. I'm very proud of her for being able to remain humble and honest and open, and she's not changing herself for anyone. And her family is there to support her, and she is willing and open with them. I'm just really, really, really proud and really happy that there is someone like her out there. And I also think it's, like, to see the inside of her journal and to, like, hear her talk about self-harm and anxiety and depression and just mental illness in general, like, we don't get to see famous people do that. And a lot of famous people, when they talk about it, they get berated for it, or like, oh, you're blaming all the bad things you've done on this and this and that, which, like, not to say she's done anything bad, obviously, but I feel like people forget that celebrities are just people with a fuck ton of money and influence. It's not, they suffer just like we do with mental illness and with self-harm and any of that stuff. And for Billie to open up about that because she knows there are other people going through it, I think that's fucking incredible. That is something to be so, so proud of. And that's just all I wanted to talk about today. I'm glad that there is a Billie Eilish existing right now. And I'm glad that there's no one like her we're really getting to experience something insane. I can't wait to see what her next 10 years look like, because I think she's going to be on for a long time. I don't think we're going to stop seeing her anytime soon. But that is it from me today. Thank you for watching if you got this far. And as always, peace out.